Mark, before the game, we talked about the adaptability that this team has kind of flexed over the course of time. What'd you make of the way that this team adapted with different guys in different spots? Jay Will making his first start of the season, Brandon Carlson rotation minutes, all the different things we saw.
Yeah, I mean, really good job. I thought it was nothing new for us in terms of the way we attacked and stuff like that. We've played small before, so we just had to double down on that package. And then I thought the carryover from Cleveland, we played them on short turnaround, and we carried over some really good things in the game plan where we really executed, especially early. And then they zoned us quite a bit down the stretch of the game last time, and I thought they went to that in the first half, and our attacks were really sharp against it. So I thought there was improvement there over the last 10 days as well, which was encouraging.
Mark,
just the last time you guys met, a little over a week ago, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen kind of tag team that squad. What you had Hardenstein then, I guess, what did it take to kind of minimize them, especially Mobley tonight with what you have now?
I mean, a lot of it was game plan. You know, like we were just really, really aggressive with their two guards up in Cleveland and kind of betting on, you know, that winning the day. And to their credit, they played great out of advantage that night. And a lot of that was the bigs, and, you know, they really made us pay for that. So made us reconsider our plan. Even if Isaiah Hartenstein played tonight, we would have had a much different plan against them because of the way they were able to toast us last week. And so great job of the guys, you know, just carrying over what we talked about and kind of getting back to our fundamentals on that end of the floor. And it kind of neutralized some of the advantages they were able to create a week ago.
And as good of a season as Lou has had shooting the ball, like when it comes to matchups like this, like teams are still mostly choosing to funnel the ball to him. Like, how have you seen him respond to that? And I guess what is your reaction when you see him have a game like tonight, even when he is being chosen like that?
Yeah, I would say funneling to him is aggressive in its term. You know, it's more like they're protecting the paint because of the driving, and they're willing to deal with spray out threes really to anybody, not just him exclusively. But he shoots with great confidence, and his confidence doesn't waver, you know, in the ups and downs of shooting or in the season. And he always seems to be there, you know, when you need him in the big games. And so he was definitely ready to step into those shots, and he really had it going tonight.
Mark, you guys went on a 30-2 run from midway through the first to early second quarter. What kind of stuck out to you during that run? Any moments that sort of sparked it?
I mean, just we were stacking stops, we're turning them over, you know, great activity. And I thought we just handled the point of attack tonight way better. You know, we were able to blunt that part of the game. And last week we were just behind the ball the whole game, and really they had their way in terms of touching the paint against us and winding up on us in individual defense, and that hasn't happened to us very much. And we just wanted to kind of get that under control and see, you know, if we could do that against this team. And then once we did, we were able to kind of get them behind the play and use our, you know, pressure and aggressiveness. And I thought that was the catalyst. You know, 2 points over that stretch is a low number, and a lot of that stuff was off turnovers.
Yeah, follow up on that. Last week, they're processing, moving. Everything was quick for them. This week, or tonight, didn't really seem that way for them. What would you attribute that to?
Some of it's game plan, you know, our game plan. You know, like I said, we were really aggressive with their guards last week. We volunteered ourselves into rotation. That's worked for us quite a bit this season at different times, and they burned us on it. So some of that we dialed back tonight because they made us do it from the last matchup. And then I just thought we were a little sharper on that end of the floor. You know, that game we were uncharacteristically just a little loose and sloppy on defense, and that hasn't happened to us very much, but it happened to us that night. And, you know, little adaptation to the plan, and then a little bit tighter with our fundamentals, and we were much better on that end tonight.
And then Shea has had higher scoring game, quote unquote better games, but tonight it seemed a little different. Like, it seemed louder. Did it feel that way to you? Did he seem a little different, or seem like he was trying to send a message or anything?
No, he just looked the same. That's why he's so good, because he's like that pretty much every night. So he was on it, and I thought he maintained a pretty good floor game throughout it. Even at the end of the third, he knows he's not playing the fourth, and he found Ijo I think it was Ijo twice. He definitely found him once where I think the other one might have been, I don't remember who it was, but he played a good floor game too, which just shows the level of command he has over his game, and then he's continuing to invest in our style despite the fact that he had it humming.
You mentioned the turnovers. Obviously you guys are as good as there is in the league at forcing those. They are very good at protecting the ball. Why do you think you guys were able to create so much havoc there tonight?
I think the initial point of attack, last week we were just like behind the ball at the beginning of the possession on way too many possessions, and they're so good when they have an advantage, and so a lot of tonight was just trying to, neutralize the initial advantage. And when we do that, teams have to start the blender back up on that possession, and that's when our pressure can amp up, and that's when we can really get good and our help. And it's easier said than done against a team like that, but we were able to kind of get that under control, and then that's when that stuff can really come to life.
And Donovan Mitchell, obviously, an all-star. 2 rough shooting nights against you guys. What or who do you attribute that to?
It's always a team thing, and especially against them. I mean, we've got the whole team amped up on their main guys, but I mean, Lou Dort's, a monster, every night. He takes those matchups, and, sometimes people get the best of him, but he is so hard to shake, and he's so relentless on that end, and he's always been, really good on that matchup.
After playing over 16 minutes, each of them in the first half last week, Mobley and Allen, they played under 13 in this one. Do you think that you guys kind of dictated the terms of this game in going small?
Not in going small. I think that was probably pretty predictable if you looked at who was available for us. But I definitely thought, last week, like I said, we were kind of behind the ball, and they just kind of outscored us last week. And I thought tonight, we were a little more on brand defensively, and then I thought we did a really good job. We were really sharp in our attacks from the get-go, and really downhill at them, and we got the ball ahead of them tonight. So I thought we did a great job of just kind of understanding what the game needed to be in order for it to be in our favor, and going out and executing that, and not wasting any time to do that.
Coach, you went to Brandon Carlson in the first quarter. What led to that decision, and the way he responded in a big way? Was that a conversation you had before the game with him?
I didn't tell him, no. But Hartenstein out. That's the first thing, so that frees up 30 minutes. And then I give Brandon a ton of credit. He, all the invisible stuff, you guys don't see, and most people don't see, high intensity workouts, the low minute group, his blue minutes, the way that he approaches practice, and then these late game minutes when it's a blowout, when he goes in the game across all of those platforms, he plays the same way and he executes. I remember it was his first, week, and he's out there in minutes like that, and he knew the whole playbook. And I was like, man, this guy's on it, for him to be that focused right away. And so when they perform that consistently in all those platforms, then you can assume that they're going to perform like that in the first quarter. And so I give him a lot of credit for, not only his readiness tonight, but the build-up and the way that he's taken advantage of what other people would see as scraps. He's embraced that and got himself ready, and he gave us – that was a huge lift for us tonight. He did a great job.
You had him back against Philadelphia, but tonight Caruso was really, really impactful on both ends, just as a connector offensively and defensively. What sort of impact does he have just sort of on this team as a guy who ties things all together?
Just that, he's just so focused on tying things all together. He's never into his own game, and so he's thinking about how to make the whole better, and therefore he's built a career on the whole being better when he's on the court, and it's no different for us. It's because of the mentality he brings to both ends.
Yeah, Coach, I know you like to talk about one game at a time, but since the new year, the top 3 teams in the East have come in here and lost. As you get deeper into the season, do games like this with the atmosphere and the energy like that against top teams, do they start to mean a little bit more as you get a little bit closer to the middle and end of the season?
We value them all the same, but we definitely like the opportunity to play against the best teams and test ourselves. And like I said, see what they're throwing at us and see how they see us. That's valuable feedback for us as we try to kind of build ourselves over the course of the season. But team's done a great job responding to all the challenges. It's Washington's a team that has not won a lot of games, and we went in there the other night super sharp for 48 minutes, and that's a challenge too. And so we try to use all the games to build our muscle, and the team's done a great job of that, including tonight.
Anybody else? Okay, Joel, you do the last one.
Mark, just going back to Caruso, I think the last time when you guys were without any center at all in the rotation, he maybe missed like 3 or 4 of those games. I guess what does he allow you to do specifically to nights like tonight, and I guess what does he allow you to do for this next week without Hartenstein, even though you guys do have J. Will back?
Yeah. When we go small, it's like the cumulative, we try to make sure we've got kind of positional size across the board, and there's certain guys that help you do that. Dub helps you do that. He helps you do that. K-Rich helps you do that. Wiggins, to an extent, helps you do that. Shea helps you do that. Dort and Kaysen's physicality, that's what the beauty of the versatility of those players is, that when you throw, a pack of them out there, they can kind of offset some of those advantages, and AC is obviously squarely in that category. Thank you.